So you may notice that my backgrounds in my room looks a little bit different. Yeah, I moved. I am no longer in Texas in a one-bedroom apartment. I am now up in Oregon. I'm actually back to living with my parents temporarily, so I am in my, childhood bedroom here. And my stuff has not yet arrived, which includes my tripod, so I apologize for any wiggliness of the camera here as I hold it. But I figured I would show you what I have going on. This is mostly stuff that I already had here, plus some stuff I brought on the plane with me when I flew up here. And my actual stuff should be getting here in a few days, so I'm going to be working on rearranging this, and I was thinking that I might end up doing some sort of kind of tour and setup of how I have my storage. That closet is full of stuff that I need to go through because I suspect a lot of it I don't need anymore. So I figured I would just give you a quick look at what the room I have for my crafting is. Look at all that greenery outside. Yeah. Anyway, I'm sure that I will show you what I do with this later. I hope you remember these socks because I can't find the pattern, so I can't show that to you. These are the Jaywalker socks by Grumparina that I'm doing 2 at a time in Knit Picks Felici in the Glacier colorway. There will be a link in the description box down below the video to my project page where I have it linked to the pattern with the pictures from the original pattern. I may also find the pattern for a later update. Anyway, I wanted to show you what I've been doing because I have actually knit quite a ways. I've about doubled where I was before this video. This is my marker of where I was. I did actually do a little bit of decreasing, right? You can kind of see it here on what's going to be the back of the leg because this pattern is not terribly stretchy, so it needed some extra fabric to go around my calf, but I was concerned that it was going to be baggy at the ankles, so I did a little decreasing there in preparation for the heel. I'm still toying around with whether I'm going to use the heel in the pattern or if I'm going to substitute a different heel, but I will let you know when that comes up. Anyway, I just wanted to show you I have been making a fair amount of progress on this. This is probably the one that I've worked on the most just because it's easy to do and easy to transport, and I'll just move my little marker up to here so that way next time you see it you can see where I've been since then. So I thought that I had used up all the Red Heart Super Saver acrylic yarn that I'd bought when I first taught myself to knit and crochet. I was wrong. That is a bin of assorted colors of Super Saver that were in some old projects and stuff that I no longer wanted. So I ripped them all out, plus there were just some random balls hanging around. And I'm going to wash them so that way they're no longer crinkly. The crinkly just comes from having been sat in a knitted project or a knitted sample that I was testing something. And then once that's all gone, I'm going to turn it into a crocheted blanket. I found even more yarn. I'm kind of hesitant to start this blanket now because I'm not sure if I'm going to find more. I think I've gone through everywhere it could be, but I thought that last time. So that yarn I found ended up being about 1,700 yards for a yarn that I thought I'd used up, and I have been going nuts crocheting it to these little circles, which are the centers for a scrap blanket. The pattern translates to Flowers in the Snow, and I don't remember off the top of my head who the designer is. I'll have a link to my Ravelry page so you can see that in the description bar below. But I have crocheted 70 of these circles, and I've arranged them to be this blanket, and I'm about to start putting the white outsides around it, so I'll show you that when I get that done. And the fish, his water is a little green, but don't worry, that's getting fixed. So, this is where I'm at on the crochet blanket now. I've started using the white to put it all together. As you can see, I've worked out my layout and I'm doing diagonal rows of the exterior colors, and the interior colors are just like not touching each other is all I cared about. So I'm working on that. It's going a little more slowly than doing the interior rings because with the rings it was really nice and easy. Every ring that you did was exactly the same, all of the stitches around it, whereas with this I have to put the corners on So that's kind of slowing me down. I have to remember to change what I'm doing, and instead of doing, you know, obviously you don't want this little short section everywhere around. You want to have those corners in there, and you want to have them in the right spots. So it's been an interesting month crafting wise. I moved back in with my parents temporarily after I finished my master's thesis, and by temporarily I mean I'm still here, but it's not supposed to be forever. I'm just needing to start a dog training business, which is not an easy industry to get into. Well, it's relatively easy to set yourself up in because there's no requirements for what it takes to call yourself a dog trainer, but it's not one that is easy to make a living at, so yay. Anyway, I spent most of this month actually like unpacking my stuff and getting it all moved into my room and getting it all organized. And then once I reached a point where I was, done with that and could get back into my crafting and all of that stuff, I promptly got sick. So I've been sick the past several days, and I still feel a little under the weather, so if I'm a little bit incoherent, that would be why. So yeah, crafting-wise, I haven't done a lot because I've been busy with moving stuff. I believe that I did some knitting earlier in the month, which you'll know better than I will because you'll have just seen the video and it's been a month. Cross-stitching, I haven't done anything. I think I did like 10 stitches on my 12 Days of Christmas Plum Street Sampler project, and I don't think I'm even going to show it because it was seriously like 10 stitches. So there's that, and then I have been itching to get back to it, but my room has been so full of stuff that I'm waiting to get sorted that there wasn't, like, room to put up my stand and stuff. So now that everything's pretty much sorted, I think that I will be putting my stand up and probably putting 4 Heavenly Beasts on it in the next day or two and getting some time in on that. So, yeah, and like I said, I have been doing a lot of this crochet because it's relatively easy to do in short bursts of time. Plus, I was annoyed. I thought that I had used up all of this Red Heart Super Saver yarn that I had bought when I first started teaching myself to knit and crochet, and it turns out that I had not. Plus, I had some projects in my closet that were like half done that I had started when I was learning, and I didn't really want to continue, so I just unraveled them and turned them into, part of this blanket. So there's another square done. So, anyway, so I'm making good progress on this, and I'm glad about that, but I'm kind of looking forward to when I can do other stuff as well. So yeah, I guess that's kind of where things are at for me. I think I'm just going to go ahead and put this video up now rather than waiting to have more exciting stuff on it. I mean, the blanket is exciting enough on its own. Sorry, I have to grab that with my teeth to pull it completely tight. I'm just knotting the yarn on to this new loop, and I'll weave it in later because I'm going to donate this, and I don't know that the person who gets it is going to be able to take good care of it, so I'm definitely, knotting things so that way even if it gets run through like an industrial washer or something, it'll be fine. I think it's going to go to a homeless shelter, so, obviously people there don't have great resources when it comes to laundering stuff. Anyway, see, I think this is an effect made me sick. I don't remember where I was. Oh, yeah. I was just gonna say that I think this will just kind of be a kind of shorter video with really only this one project worked on, because that's what happened, and I'm hoping that next month I'll have more exciting progress on more projects. So I hope that you guys have been well, and you haven't been stressing out about moving and then getting sick and all this stuff. And thank you for watching, even if this was probably one of my more boring videos. I hope to see you in the future. Bye! So I showed you my room at the beginning of this month, And I figured I'd give you a quick look again now that I've gotten all of my furniture in and have mostly arranged things. You can disregard things like that box that'll get taken care of eventually. But I've got most of my craft stuff in here, and no, I've got all of my craft stuff in here. And it's mostly organized. So that's what I'm working with now, and I figured I would just give you a quick look around, and I may at some point do a full-on tour, but for right now, just a quick little look, and there's Agate in his tank. So, anyway, this is just what my room is looking like now.